Suspended ANC Secretary General Magashule is back in court today, together with his 15 co-accused. This pre-trial hearing expected to kick off a little bit later this morning. A lot of attention around it as well. The accused are facing charges relating to the 255 million rand tender fraud in the Free State all those years. Our colleague, senior reporter Aviwe, Mtila and Siphamandla Goge in Bloemfontein following the story for us. First of all, let's go to Aviwe. Good morning, Aviwe. You're checking out the court proceedings. Siphamandla, you're outside court. Aviwe, I start with you. Just bring us back up to speed what we're expecting today with regards to Magashule.
Gareth, I'm just struggling to hear you properly, but in terms of the NPA, the National Prosecuting Authority, and their readiness, they say that they're ready for the pre-trial conference. You know that 16 warm bodies are expected at the High Court in Bloemfontein, of course, facing 74 charges around fraud, corruption, theft, money laundering, as well as the asbestos contravention. Of course, this dates back to 2014, in fact, to a tender that was given to Blackhead Consulting's Edwin Sodi, as well as Diamond Hill Trading. A tender was worth 255 million rand. In fact, that was just subcontracted twice. When it eventually was done for 21 million rand. Now, remember that high-profile arrest that happened, the first arrests that happened around the 30th of September, appearing at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court on the 2nd of October. Blackhead Consulting's Edwin Sodi was one of those arrested then. The ANC SC was then arrested on the appearing on the 13th of November, joining them. But now, in totality, there are 16 warm bodies. And in fact, the National Prosecuting Authority says that it's ready for the pre-trial conference taking place from 9:30. Let's listen to that conversation that we had yesterday with the NPA.
As the prosecutors, we are ready to proceed with the pre-trial conference that will be taking place tomorrow at the Bloemfontein High Court before the judge. We will be engaging with the defense team so that the judge can assess the state of readiness of both parties in terms of exchanging documents, evidence, statements, exhibits that will be used during trial so that they can properly prepare their defense for trial. We don't want any excuses when the trial date is set by the judge.
And I imagine one of the most important things in this entire court case, as well as we go into this pre-trial, Aviwe, is ensuring that both parties are provided with everything that they need to try and prevent any kind of delays in proceedings.
Certainly, and already the suspended ANC SC, Magashule, is saying that he hasn't received the full indictments. Remember that the last time this appeared was back in February already, where it was postponed to the 11th of August. The 16 accused were supposed to be furnished with the full indictment, but the ANC SC says that he hasn't received even a crucial affidavit from the key state witness, which used to be the personal assistant of ANC suspended ANC Magashule, back when he was the premier of the Free State. Remember that he is accused of receiving kickbacks from that 255 million rand tender, and in fact received some 1.1 million rand, facilitated, we understand, some of it by the state witness, which is now the the personal assistant. So Magashule says he hasn't received that indictment, taking the National Prosecuting Authority to court to receive those full indictment. But the NPA says that it knows nothing about this. And in fact, from their doings, they have presented the ANC SC with everything that is needed, and they're ready for the pre-trial conference, which is expected today. Let's listen in on that conversation once more.
We heard that he filed an application in court to compel us to provide him with the documents. We are yet to receive formally those documents or papers that he has filed in the High Court. However, in February, he was furnished with a full indictment on camera. Even if you can look at your files and archive and retrieve it, you will find that he was handed over a full indictment. Statements, disclosure was done. We're not sure what is it that is outstanding, but we'll hear tomorrow if they have any concerns about the manner in which we've conducted ourselves in terms of providing them with the documents. But on our part as prosecutors, our hands are clean. We have provided him with everything.
All right, Aviwe, for the moment, I'm going to just move away from you as to what's happening inside court. Siphamandla Goge, you're also at the court for us, but you're taking a look outside. And from what I could see from just behind Aviwe and now also behind you, a lot of barbed wire and lots of police vehicles.
Not only that, literally we have an army here. I'm talking about soldiers. My hardworking colleague Goge will show you shortly. This is the deployment outside the Bloemfontein High Court here in Bloemfontein. As Thulasizwe Simelane will always say, Bloemfontein is under a ring of steel here. You see this barbed wire or razor wire. There are soldiers, there are police, the security deployment is in place. These SANDF members that you see, it's just a fraction compared to what is on the other side of the High Court, which we will show to you later on during the day. Bloemfontein is on lockdown. They are not taking any chances. They are ensuring that everything is in order, is in place ahead of the appearance of the Secretary General of the ANC, who is suspended as Magashule today. As Aviwe Mtila has already alluded, today is mainly about pre-trial proceedings, or it's a pre-trial hearing. All parties, the state and the defense, they will iron out issues of what is outstanding, whatever documents they have not been furnished with, and then they will decide whether they are ready for trial or not. But there is a heavy police deployment, a heavy deployment of the soldiers here, and I can tell you that within this vicinity, nothing is happening. We will take a walk down this road, which Goge will show you as he is turning this direction to go further down the street. So this is in anticipation of Ace Magashule's supporters who always come to the court to show support to the embattled Secretary General of the ANC. Remember, he is fighting both politically and legally. He has been suspended by the ANC, a decision that is appealing. That matter is playing out in the courts of law in Gauteng, but here in Bloemfontein, he is fighting these criminal charges. So we will wait and see whether his supporters are coming, but based on what has been circulating on social media, it seems as if there will be people who will be coming here to support Ace Magashule. Hence, you see this entire precinct on lockdown.
And Siphamandla, last 30 seconds I have with you. If I can ask you just to look forward into going into court later. Do we know if it's an open court, or is it going to be a closed court system where only certain people are allowed into the gallery area?
It's an open court, but those who will attend will be restricted. Remember, every time Ace Magashule appears in court, there will be people coming to support him, his political allies, but very few people will be inside court to try and avoid a large number of people entering. Remember, we are still under alert level 3 of the lockdown, so in terms of COVID-19 protocols, those will be in place, and very few people will be inside court, those who are really needed inside court. But other than that, there will not be too many people inside the court gallery or the public gallery today, only those key and very, very few people inside. But Ace Magashule is expected to physically appear.
All of the barbed wire and security still shrouded in the cover of darkness for the moment. As that sun begins to rise, we'll get a real sense, won't we, of what it looks like in Bloemfontein. Siphamandla Goge and our camera team, along with Aviwe Mtila, the suspended ANC Secretary General. Ace Magashule expected in court this morning. We are there with rolling coverage throughout today.